That feeling in your stomach when they walk by? Is it just a crush, or is this the real thing? What if you mess it up because you can't tell the difference? You know that feeling. Your heart does a little flip, your palms get sweaty, and you can't stop replaying that one tiny conversation you had with them. You're pretty sure you're falling head over heels. But hold on a second. Is it really love, or is it just a powerful, all-consuming crush? It's a huge question, because getting it wrong can lead to a world of confusion and maybe even some heartbreak. It's like trying to tell the difference between a picture of a cake and an actual cake. One looks amazing, but only one can actually feed you. Today, we're going to cut through all that confusion. We're going to break down the 7 real, telltale differences between having a crush and actually falling in love. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll be able to see your own feelings with crystal clear vision. Difference number 1, the fantasy versus the reality. So let's get into the first big difference. When you have a crush, you're basically the director of your own little romantic movie. You've cast this person as your perfect co-star. You imagine what your first date would be like, what they'd say, how they'd laugh at your jokes. You build this perfect version of them in your head. They are flawless. They don't have bad morning breath, they never say the wrong thing, and they definitely don't have a weird obsession with collecting bottle caps. You're not crushing on the real person, you're crushing on the idea of them. It's all about the fantasy. You fill in the gaps of what you don't know with your own perfect script. I remember in high school, I had this massive crush on a guy who sat a few rows ahead of me in math class. I knew his name and that he was good at soccer. That's it. But in my head, oh, he was a poet who rescued stray animals on the weekend and had deep, meaningful conversations about the universe. The reality was probably that he spent his weekends playing video games and eating chips, which is totally fine, but it wasn't the movie I had created. Love, on the other hand, kicks that fantasy to the curb. When you're falling in love, you see the whole person, not just the highlight reel. You see them when they're grumpy in the morning before they've had coffee. You see them when they're stressed out about work or school. You see their weird habits, like the way they chew their food a little too loudly, or their inability to put their clothes in the hamper. You see their flaws, their insecurities, their messy parts, and you don't run away. In fact, those things make them even more real, more human, and more lovable to you. Love isn't about finding a perfect person. It's about seeing an imperfect person perfectly. It's choosing to be with the real, complicated, sometimes annoying human being, not the flawless character you wrote for them. Difference number 2, the sprint versus the marathon. Think about how fast a crush hits you. It can happen in an instant. You see someone across a room, they smile, and bam, your world just turns upside down. It's a wildfire. It burns hot and fast. One day you barely know they exist, and the next, you're checking their social media every 5 minutes and planning your future life together. It's an explosion of feelings, a massive adrenaline rush. It's all about the now, the immediate excitement, the thrill of the chase. A crush is a sprint. It's exciting and intense, but it often burns out just as quickly as it started. Falling in love is completely different. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It doesn't usually happen in a single moment. It's a slow burn. It's a feeling that grows over time, built on a foundation of shared experiences, late-night talks, inside jokes, and overcoming challenges together. It's the quiet comfort of knowing someone's there for you. It's not just about the explosive bam moment, it's about all the small, quiet moments that come after. It's choosing to keep running the race with that person even when it gets hard, even when you're tired. There's a concept in psychology called the mere exposure effect, which basically says that we tend to like things more the more familiar we are with them. This applies to love. The more time you genuinely spend with someone, learning about them and letting them learn about you, the deeper your connection can become. Love is patient. It's a process of gradually intertwining your life with someone else's,
not just being swept away by a sudden tidal wave of emotion.
Difference number 3. Me versus we. When you're in the middle of a crush, your thoughts are almost entirely centered around yourself. It sounds selfish, but it's true. You think, how do I look when they're around? What should I say to them? They would make me so happy. Does my hair look okay? Your focus is on how this person affects you and your feelings. Your day is amazing if they smile at you, and it's ruined if they don't. The crush is an accessory to your life, something that makes your personal story more exciting. It's all about the personal gain of that happy, fluttery feeling. When you start to fall in love, a fundamental shift happens. Your perspective slowly moves from me to we. You start thinking about the other person's happiness as much as your own, and sometimes even more. You start making decisions not just based on what's best for you, but what's best for both of you. You'll watch that boring movie they love just because you know it makes them happy. You'll listen to them talk for hours about a problem at their job, not because it's fascinating, but because you care about them and want to support them. Their wins feel like your wins, and their pain feels like your pain. It's no longer just about the thrill they give you, it's about a deep, genuine desire for their well-being. This is where empathy comes in. True love is built on a foundation of empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. A crush is about getting. Love is about giving. Difference number 4. The insecurity versus the security. Having a crush can be an emotional roller coaster full of anxiety. It's a state of constant uncertainty and insecurity. You're always wondering, do they like me back? You analyze every tiny interaction. They said hi to me today, but what did their tone of voice really mean? It can be completely draining. You might change your clothes 5 times before you see them, trying to pick the perfect outfit. You feel this intense pressure to be cool, witty, and perfect all the time because you're terrified that one wrong move will ruin your chances. There's a constant fear of rejection. It's exciting, sure, but it's also incredibly stressful. That anxiety is often mistaken for passion. Love, true love, is the opposite. It's a safe harbor. It brings a profound sense of security and peace. When you're in love, you don't have to perform. You can just be. You can be your weird, goofy, morning voice self, and you know that you are accepted and cherished. You're not constantly worried that they're going to leave you if you say something dumb or have a bad day. There's a deep trust that has been built. You feel safe enough to be vulnerable, to share your deepest fears and biggest dreams, knowing that they will hold them with care. This doesn't mean you never have disagreements or feel insecure, but the underlying foundation is one of stability. It's the feeling of coming home. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that people in loving, stable relationships experience lower levels of the stress hormone cortisol. Love calms the storm. A crush often is the storm.
Difference number 5, surface level versus deep connection. Let's be honest, what do you really know about your crush? Usually, it's pretty surface level stuff. You know what they look like, what music they seem to like, maybe a few of their hobbies. The attraction is primarily based on the external. You're drawn to their charming smile, their great sense of humor, or how cool they look. The conversations you imagine are often light and fun. You're not usually thinking about their relationship with their parents, their political views, or their fears about the future. The connection, as intense as it feels, is a mile wide and an inch deep. Love is all about depth. It's about wanting to know everything about the person, not just their favorite color, but why it's their favorite color. You want to know their story. You want to know about their childhood, their heartbreaks, their biggest triumphs. You're not just attracted to their physical appearance, you're in love with their mind, their spirit, their soul. You connect on a much deeper level. You can talk for hours about anything and nothing. You can also sit together in complete silence and feel totally comfortable. It's a connection that goes beyond just having fun together. It's about understanding each other's core values, supporting each other's goals, and knowing that you're on the same team, navigating life together. A crush is like a catchy pop song. Fun for a while, but you forget it quickly. Love is like a classic novel. It has layers, depth, and it stays with you forever.
Difference number 6, the possessiveness versus the freedom. A crush can sometimes bring out a possessive, almost obsessive side of us. You might feel a sting of jealousy if you see them talking to someone else. You want them all to yourself. Your happiness becomes dependent on their attention. This isn't because you're a bad person. It's because the crush is rooted in that fantasy we talked about. In your fantasy, you are the main character in their life, and it's unsettling when reality shows you that they have a whole world that doesn't revolve around you. This feeling comes from a place of insecurity and a desire to control the situation to protect your own feelings. True love is liberating. It's not about possessing someone. It's about wanting what's best for them, even if it doesn't always involve you. Love encourages growth. You want to see your partner thrive, pursue their hobbies, spend time with their friends, and become the best version of themselves. You aren't threatened by their independence. You celebrate it. There's a mutual trust that allows both of you to have your own lives and identities, but you choose to come back together and share those lives. Jealousy might still pop up from time to time. We're all human. But in a loving relationship, it's something you can talk about openly. It doesn't come from a place of ownership, but a place of fear that you work through together. Love is about wanting to see the person you care about fly, not keeping them in a cage. It's the ultimate form of support, giving them the roots to stay and the wings to soar.
Difference number 7, a feeling versus a choice. This might be the most important difference of all. A crush is, at its core, a passive feeling. It just happens to you. You don't decide to have a crush, you're just suddenly hit by it. You're swept away by the emotions and you're just along for the ride. And because it's just a feeling, it can disappear just as quickly as it came when the novelty wears off or when reality doesn't match the fantasy. Love starts as a feeling, but it grows into a choice. It's an active decision. There will be days when you don't feel that fluttery, head over heels, movie magic feeling. There will be days when you're annoyed, frustrated, or bored. There will be tough times, arguments, and challenges. And in those moments, love isn't a feeling, it's a commitment. It's the conscious choice you make day after day to stick by that person, to work through the problems, to choose them over and over again. It's saying, I see your flaws, I know it won't always be easy, but I choose you. I choose to put in the effort to communicate, to forgive, and to grow with you. A crush ends when the good feelings fade. Love is what you build to make sure the feelings have a place to come back to. It's the difference between a house of cards that collapses with the first gust of wind and a house built on a solid foundation able to withstand any storm. So as you think about that special person, ask yourself these questions. Are you in love with the real them or the idea of them? Is it a quick sprint or a steady marathon? Is your focus on me or we? Do they bring you anxiety or a sense of security? Is your connection deep or just on the surface? Do you want to possess them or set them free? And finally, is it just a passive feeling you can't control, or is it an active choice you are willing to make every single day? Answering these honestly won't just tell you if it's a crush or love, it will tell you a lot about yourself too. If you found this helpful, subscribe to RainWish and give this video a like so we know you enjoyed it. Goodbye.